We're going to go back to Dave Kinchin in Flint Township, covering a horrific case of child abuse. And a mother is charged after leaving her two small children in squalor. Dave, there's some video of this, some body camera footage. Absolutely awful to watch.
Yeah, it really is. We were talking about that in the newsroom earlier today. This just shows you how crazy our world is, but this is the kind of thing that can absolutely be prevented. Police crediting a neighbor for calling 911 and stepping in. We do want to warn you, this video is very difficult to watch. This is body-worn camera footage from a Flint Township police officer and what they found when they went into this house on a simple welfare check.
Oh, Jesus, there's a little kid. Yep. Hey, buddy. We got two kids, one's completely naked and the other one's covered in. Would you mind getting a couple safety blankets so we can get them wrapped up in the cars?
Well, it was a 911 call from a neighbor, sensing something was wrong that led to this discovery. The officers seeing trash covering the floors, feces smeared along the walls at the height of a child, we're told, and a faucet running endlessly. One of the kids, and this is just heartbreaking, one of the kids was seen trying to eat raw, spoiled meat, according to an officer there. Another curled up on the bedroom floor, no clean clothes, no food in the kitchen, no phone or tablet to call for help. And remember, these are small children with special needs, according to investigators. Police say they were left this way on their own for days as their mother simply walked away with no caregiver stepping in. Prosecutors charging Crystal Farmer with multiple counts of felony child abandonment and felony child abuse in the second degree. Even retired law enforcement experts who have seen everything are in shock because of scenes like this one.
Now, let me say something. Some people will be like, oh, well, she was obviously going through a lot. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're going through. These are your children. You have to look after them. And because you didn't, anything could have happened. It's two small special needs children left alone to care for themselves. You got one kid trying to eat small meat because he's so hungry. Nah, send her to jail. Send her straight to jail. Take the kids away, put them in foster care or somewhere else. I know some people be like foster care is not even better, but come on now, what can be worse than this? Absolute crazy. Let's keep going.
You go home and actually you pray and you say, God, give me the strength to get through this, and then you hate to take it home to your husband or your wife, and they're like, what's wrong? And because it wasn't just another day, and you hug your kid, you hug your wife, and there's times it brings you to tears because these are helpless kids. And what the hell's wrong with people? How can you do that?
Yeah, that really is the big question. Now, we do know police here in Flint Township said they had to sort through the mother's lies, so she was charged with allegedly lying to police. We also know that police are crediting that neighbor for stepping in and calling 911, saying it's an example of if you see something wrong, you have to say something. There's a lot of questions, obviously, still in all of this. A lot of things we really don't know, but what we do know is those kids are safe right now. That's the big thing. They are safe at this time. Reporting in Flint Township, Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
Absolutely tragic situation. Let's go over to the next video to get a little bit more information.
With coverage you can count on, this is WNAM TV5 News.
I never, ever could have imagined that was actually what was going on in that house.
Surprise, sadness, and criminal charges after a disturbing discovery inside this Flint Township home. During a welfare check, police discovered two small children with special needs who had been left alone.
And a warning, some of you may find the video from this story upsetting. TV5's Trey Harris walks us through what officers encountered.
Right here behind this door, detectives say two special needs children were left alone for days. And police say it all changed because one person decided to make a call. It started with the welfare check.
Flint Township Police, are we in here?
Officers knock, then step inside.
Oh, Jesus, there's a little kid. Yep. Hey, buddy.
What they find hard to watch.
Kids back here in the bathroom. Check that other room.
Trash stacked so thick they can't walk normally.
I got a kid down in here. I got a kid back here.
Are they okay?
No. You can hear the cry. This is awful. You can just hear the crying of the kid.
Running.
Hey, buddy, where's mommy and daddy at?
Feces smeared along the walls at a child's height.
This is. Jesus, where
No
you
food
at?
ready, no clean clothes,
Where you at?
no adult in sight.
We got two kids, one's completely naked and the other one's covered in. Would you mind getting a couple safety blankets so we can get them wrapped up in the cars?
Police say one child was trying to eat raw, spoiled meat. The other curled
Let's
up
get
on the
one
floor.
coming. Hey, buddy, you want I got cheese getting them some blankets. We're going to pop them in
Detectives say the children, both with special needs, have been left alone for days. Days without supervision, days without routine, days without protection.
Hey, buddy, can you follow my partner?
Neighbors say something didn't feel right and that their concerns were raised months ago.
I think that this has gone on at least since September. I never, ever could have imagined that that was actually what was going on in that house.
Today, Genesee County Prosecutor's Office authorized charges against the mother, Crystal Farmer, including 2 counts of felony child abandonment and multiple child abuse charges. Police say the children are now safe and that this is the kind of call that stays with you. Because sometimes the difference between tragedy and rescue is one neighbor willing to see something and say something.
100%. This is. Some people wouldn't have said anything. Some people would just be like, it's not none of my business, which is absolutely crazy to think about. But let's go over into the AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information about this awful situation. So as we know, in February, 2 special needs children ages 1 and 3 were rescued from a Flint Township, Michigan home after being left abandoned for several days in deplorable conditions. The case came to light after a neighbor requested a welfare check on February 18th, leading to the following discovery. So officers found the floor caked in trash so thick that they could not take a normal step. Feces smeared on the wall, and a faucet left running that was flooding the floor. One child was found attempting to eat raw, spoiled meat from the floor to survive, while the other was found curled up on the floor. Investigators determined that the child had been left entirely alone without food, clean clothes, or adult supervision for days. So the mother, Crystal Farmer, was arrested and faces 7 felony charges, including 2 counts of felony child abandonment, multiple counts of second-degree child abuse, 1 count of lying to a peace officer during a violent crime investigation. As of February 23rd, 2026, Farmer has been arraigned with bond. Why did she give her bond? Bond set at $64,000. The children were rescued and are reportedly safe. Oh, God. This is... Do we know what the condition of the children were when they were found? So their condition reportedly extremely hungry. 1 child was found attempting to eat. The second child was found curled up on the floor or under trash in the bedroom. At least 1 child was covered in feces, and they lacked clean clothes or any adult supervision. They special needs children who relied heavily on routine. They were found in a state of confusion turned into fear, with no way to communicate with the outside world. They were living in a home flooded by a running faucet, with trash caked up so thick the floors they could not take a normal step. This is a crazy situation. So up next for her, we have a probable cause conference of farmers. It's scheduled to appear in court March 5th, 2026 at 11 a.m. This hearing will determine if there's enough evidence of the case to proceed to preliminary hearings. So her bond was set at $64,000 by the judge, which I don't understand. So some of these people like this need to not allowed out, no matter if they can make the bond or not. Just give them no bond. But I guess that's some of the laws you can't do that. So if convicted of the 7 felonies, which include child abandonment and second-degree child abuse, Farmer faces a maximum of 10 years. Hopefully, I hope she would get the maximum, but we got to be honest, we don't know. While a criminal case progresses, a separate legal process through the Michigan Child Protective Services will determine the long-term placement of the children who are currently reported to be safe and out of the home. There are some sick people in this world who don't deserve to have children. I know 2 special needs kids got to be hard, but there are plenty of services to use to do something. And there's no way they should be abandoned for days. And then the neighbor who, I'm assuming that's the neighbor who called the welfare check in, said that it's been looking bad since September. So does she go off multiple times and just leave them? Then comes back? The world is filled with demons. The world is filled with demons. Let me know your thoughts on this story, y'all. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Pray for the world, y'all. Pray for the world. This is a crazy situation. Like I said, if you disagree with anything I said, please let me know.